Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to my video on this wonderful magical full blue moon time that is coming up on the 31st of October or on the Sabbath of Samhain or Halloween. Now, full moons in general mean seeing the manifested results of all of your efforts that you've put in over the past lunar cycle, and whilst this usually only happens once a month, this month, in October 2020, we are getting it for a second time in the month. And this is what a blue moon refers to. Unfortunately, it's not referring to the fact that the moon is actually going to be blue, although that would be lovely. It's referring to simply the fact that it is the second full moon in a month, which is a pretty rare occurrence, usually only happening once in about 2 to 3 years. As you may be aware, we already had the harvest moon at the start of October. The harvest moon, so called because it was the first full moon we got after the autumn equinox, thus meaning that this full moon is called the hunter's moon, the typical name for the full moon in October. So I said that just having a blue moon, that second full moon in 1 month, is a rare occurrence, but it's even more of a rare occurrence to have it on the day of the Sabbath of Samhain or the day of Halloween, only occurring once every roughly 19 years, I think it is. So it goes without saying that this is a very special full moon that we are going to be having, and it's very worth me covering this topic. So this full moon, obviously, as I said, peaks on Saturday the 31st of October at about 2:45 p.m. in the UK. In addition to it being a blue moon, we also call the October moon the hunter's moon, and this is because this would be the time of year when the fields had just been harvested. As I said, we just had the harvest moon. The fields would have been reaped, and so it would have been easier to spot animals across the landscape. It would have been easier to spot them and hunt them, and generally this was just regarded as a good time to build up your food stocks in preparation for winter. So through harvesting fruit and vegetables, obviously, which we've pretty much already done with the first 2 harvest Sabbats that we have gone through in this year of Lunar Sad and Mabon. So now coming up to the Sabbath of Samhain, which is the third and final harvesty period of the year. It is now when we would, in the past, typically turn our attention to the hunting that we can do so that we can also store meat in preparation for the winter to keep us going and sustain us through those long, cold months where everything becomes very scarce. So that is why this full moon is also called the hunter's moon, in addition to it being a blue moon. And this moon this year falls under the sign of Taurus, though the sun will still be in the zodiac sign of Scorpio when that full moon hits, which I will cover in a later video. So Taurus, which I covered in a previous video where I delved super in depth on that zodiac sign in general, is all about love, beauty, pleasure, and harmony, as it is ruled by the planet of Venus, but it is also about being stable, secure and grounded because it is a fixed earth sign. And so given that blue moons are generally regarded spiritually as a good time for a kind of double check of the direction that our lives are going, this full blue moon could be a great time for us to just make doubly sure that going forward into the year we have these stable structures in place that we might need or want, and just going forward into the year feeling as grounded as we can possibly be. And if we are not feeling so grounded, and if we are feeling a bit all over the place, just using this blue moon as a time to be like, hang on a second, is this really how I want my life to look like? Is there any way that I can make it more organised and think more practically to make sure that I am secure moving forward into the rest of this year? So given that the sun is going to be in the zodiac sign of Scorpio at this time, we can look at how Taurus and Scorpio kind of work together as a duo, as the moon and the sun are going to be in these 2 zodiac signs. And so given that Taurus is all about beauty, harmony and sensuality, as the planet of Venus governs, and Scorpio is about kind of hidden mysteries and the deep, dark secrets of a person's soul perhaps, we can look at what parts of us might be kind of deep and hidden away that might actually be really beautiful, and that were we brave enough to share with the world, might that be able to bring more beauty and harmony and everything else into the world. We can look more into shadow work, explore our shadow selves a bit more at this time, as both the sign of Scorpio and the Sabbath of Samhain with the veil thinning between the physical and the spirit worlds, both go very well with exploring this side of life a bit further, I think. So, further points of reflection for this full moon and how we should honour it. As I have mentioned a few times now, it falls on the day of Halloween or the Sabbat of Samhain, and as such, this is a time when the veil between the world of the living and the world of the dead becomes at its most thin. Therefore, as any full moon brings with it a heightened psychic awareness and a heightened intuitiveness anyway, we could really use this as a very powerful time to get in touch with the other side in any way that resonates with us, be it trying to receive messages from our ancestors, trying to receive messages from a loved one who may have passed on, be that through scrying or tarot or oracle cards or anything like that. This blue moon Samhain time would be absolutely perfect for that. If you've been putting off delving more into your psychic abilities or into divination kind of stuff, now would be a really great time to finally stop putting it off and really just delve into it and embrace that, as the energies all around will be very supportive to this goal at this time. So yes, this moon is on Samhain or Halloween, and I will be coming out with a video all about that day specifically in general, which may help you to think about also this full moon happening on that day and how you can celebrate that and how you can interweave your plans for Samhain or Halloween with the plans for this full moon, how they could work together. So if you would like to see that video talking about the day of Halloween or Samhain specifically, feel free to subscribe to me so you can see that the moment it comes out. So as for what witchcraft would be suited specifically to this full moon, as I mentioned, divination and psychic endeavours really are key here. All of our intuition is going to be heightened because of the full moon, and emotions may be heightened as well, especially as the sun is still going to be in that watery sign of Scorpio, so we can delve into our shadow selves, the part of ourselves that may be hidden away, kind of like the spirits of those who have passed on are hidden away, I suppose, just in another realm, and really just trying to bring to light and acknowledge and honour those spirits who may have passed on, and the qualities that we may be hiding within ourselves, that are kind of within another area locked away within ourselves. And as for another reflection for this blue moon, as this moon is also typically referred to as the hunter's moon, we can also use this time to be mindful of the spirits of the animals that currently or have sustained us. If meat is or was ever a part of our diets, we can give thanks to the spirits of the animals in particular at this time. And yeah, just in general, my personal opinion on this time is that it would be a really lovely time to honour the sacredness of the deer. That is the kind of native prey, typically animal in the UK, and it just has such a gentle and kind of ethereal spirit that for me feels like they really could travel between worlds, and they really could be very in touch with that thinning of the veil and these elusive but kind of beautiful aspects of the world and of ourselves. I'm so excited for this blue moon in 2020. It's a very rare occurrence, as I said. Once in every 19 years this happens on the exact day of Samhain or Halloween, so we really need to make the most of this and really enjoy this for everything that it is. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and as I said, feel free to subscribe to me if you would like to be notified when I release my video all about the specific day of Samhain or Halloween and what that means for pagans and Wiccans, and what some of the ways are that we can celebrate that day in general, even separate to all of this full moon, blue moon kind of stuff. It's a really exciting and beautiful time as we move into the darker part of the year, and I'm so excited to enjoy it myself, and I would love to read any comments you may have of how you're going to be celebrating this extremely rare blue moon in 2020. I am so thankful for the continued support from everyone, and take care. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Halloween or Samhain time and a beautiful blue moon.